Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. This is Alexa coming to you from the future, because today I will be walking you guys through a tour of my home office space. I'm very excited about this. This is actually the first time that I'm doing a video like this in the places that I've lived. I've never given you guys a tour of where I've lived because I've never truly been like proud of the space. I feel like everywhere I've lived thus far has always felt unfinished, but I wanted a true dedicated workspace. This is my first true dedicated workspace in my adult life. I've always had a desk, but in terms of actually just being like, this is my home office, this is my first one. And so I'm really excited to show you guys a tour of it. The reason I say that I'm coming to you guys from the future is because I will be showing you guys footage that I've compiled over the last 4 weeks of putting the whole office together. You will see exactly what I mean in a very short minute. But ultimately, I just wanted to say I hope you guys enjoy this. I am by no means an interior designer or interior decorator. I am very much one of those people whose ideas, chef's kiss, execution, C+. But I personally really enjoy what I've done with this space. I think that it completely fits the mood I was going for, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it too. So I'm gonna stop rambling so we can get straight into the clips of putting this whole place together, and I'll come back to you guys when we're gonna get into the tour. So I'll see you very soon. So let's start with the desk. I actually got it from Walmart, and don't mind me in this next clip. I get extremely nauseated by the sound of cardboard and styrofoam rubbing against each other. I don't know, it's just gross. If you're the same, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, the desk is called the Costway Computer Desk with Drawer and Shelf, in white, obviously. And it will be linked down below so y'all can check out the dimensions and all of that. And I know that this pandemic has shown us that we really shouldn't be supporting the Walmarts and Amazons of the world, and I haven't purchased from Amazon since the beginning of May. But this is a rented space. Cheap and convenient were my priority, especially since I'm working with a small area. And by cheap, I mean under $300, because wow, these desk prices, wow. Despite this, these pieces were not flimsy or lightweight, which I should have seen as foreshadowing for some future problems, to be honest. Honestly, for this much styrofoam, this big of a box and everything, it's not that much of a mess, but I am not looking forward to cleaning this up. I will say though, this is a moment in which I'm very grateful that there is not a ceiling fan in this living room, even though all other times of the day I do wish that there was, because it's June in Texas and I'm not trying to blast my AC all day or that high energy bill. But right now, I'm happy that there's not, so the stuff isn't flying everywhere. So after confirming I had all the pieces and nuts and bolts, I tried to get started. I was really excited to film this section for y'all, but I almost immediately ran into some problems. As I mentioned before, these pieces were not lightweight at all. So once I started trying to map out which direction I should start and that I would ultimately need a power drill, I realized there was no way to do this without the potential of one side snapping off and damaging the wall or the floors. And I don't know about y'all, but I would like my security deposit back. Right, so after reading the pretty poor instructions with really tiny, poorly printed font and how heavy each of these pieces are, this turns out it's gonna be a two-person job. Love that for me. I really wanted to do this all by myself, but for now I'm just gonna go ahead and just build the drawers because that's the easiest part. So if I come to you later in the day or come to you in a different outfit, that's why. All right, take two. Here I am again, thinking I'm doing something, trying to be Bobbiana the Builder. The drawer portion was not supposed to be difficult. The handle was obviously the easiest part, and securing the other pieces were supposed to be easy too. But this is where the cheat starts showing, because almost none of the built-in holes for the whole desk were flush, and instead we had to force them in. Spoiler alert, this clip does not end with a completed drawer, but we get it eventually. I just had to forego my DIY moment of needing to prove I could do it alone and decided to work smarter, not harder. My aim was to demonstrate that literally anyone can put their whole place together, especially for my solo tenants out there during this time of social distancing. But if you can safely have someone help you with any furniture assembly, just do it. This is where my boyfriend Fernando comes in. The next couple of minutes is just a time lapse of us building the desk, obviously, and long clips of just my butt facing the camera while I slowly become more useless in this project. So this is the perfect time to tell y'all the reason I chose this desk and the vision behind it. Before I get there though, please take this time to subscribe and follow me on my corresponding social media. My boyfriend also has a YouTube channel up on the screen where he primarily focuses on video games and the gaming world, and he recently became a Twitch affiliate, so be sure to follow and subscribe to him on there as well. Twitch subscriptions are free for Amazon Prime holders. Ironic I'm talking about Amazon Prime after saying I'm stripping back my support for the company, but I also know a lot of people have Prime and it's an incentive to get more people to support my man in his creative dreams. Speaking of creative dreams, the reason I chose this desk is because I decided to finally let go of my internalized misogyny of thinking all women grow out of loving pink because it's childish, and realizing I absolutely want a pink, white, and gold theme for my home office. So I opted for a white desk. After growing up and trying to convince myself that cool girls don't like pink, getting over that, and still not converting my apartment into a Barbie dream house when I lived alone despite having the full freedom to, I knew an office space was the perfect way to bring this back to life. I do share this home with my boyfriend, and he has no issues with pink because his masculinity is not fragile, but I love having this one space be totally mine to do with it what I want. In the event I lose this battle and eventually hate pink, at least this white desk goes with everything. It being white means that I will have to keep the space clean, which plays a huge role in my creative process. You've heard it time and time again, but having a clean space really does declutter the mind, and everything about this space I'm curating is intentional. As you can see, this desk is not super big or long, which makes sense for the space that you guys are about to see in this video. Also, once I do have a home in my name and I can afford to drop Etsy dollars on a handmade craftsman desk, at least it'll be so much easier to resell and transport a smaller desk like this. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Here I am tidying up and putting some final touches to the office space. I talk about everything that you guys are seeing right now in the tour, which is very, very soon, I promise. Tip for anyone that's thinking of getting a rug, specifically a white faux fur rug. Don't get one. Actually, I'm kidding. Kind of. I don't know. But the real tip here is, unless you're putting furniture on top of a rug, you should always put a rug down last, especially if it's white. Oh, and here are the new prints that I got, which are actually the final pieces to this office puzzle. And guys, now we can get started on the tour. Yay! Welcome back to present day. I know it's something that you guys have been waiting for, which is the reveal of the completed home office and the tour. So without further ado, here is my home corner office. Now I know what you guys are thinking, and I didn't say my corner office came with a view or even with a door, but it's in a corner and it's my home office. So I think that it goes to show basically that if you are living in an apartment, or maybe you just have a room in somebody's house, maybe a parent's house, that you can create a space that is very unique to just your work and it be separate from the rest of the room. I thought about it and I realized that was probably why I never sat at the desk that I owned for almost 8 years, because it just felt like another piece of furniture. But that's why we are here today, so I can give you guys a tour of what's going on here and how I decided to put everything together. I'm just gonna repeat what I said at the beginning of the video. I am not an interior designer. I just went with what I liked. So you guys will remember that I said I got a white desk because it forces me to keep it clean and clutter-free. And I knew that whatever I wanted on top of the desk was to be intentional and really have to fall into one or more of 4 categories. I wanted it to be functional, inspirational, sentimental, and or fall into the pink, gold, and white theme. Speaking of the theme, I realized that I don't have much gold when it comes to home decor and anything that could fall within office wear. So if office wear is even a word, but I just decided to extend out that color spectrum to include yellow, and I think that it works. This first thing that we have here on my desk are these faux flowers from HomeGoods. I love the beauty of a real flower, but I don't like the maintenance of one. And I just thought that this really worked because they're small. I really didn't want a big vase or vase, whichever word you use, to be distracting and just throw off the eye line on the side of the desk. So I opted for these. Also, they fall within my color spectrum of pink, white, and yellow. This next thing I have here on the desk is this little A that is also from HomeGoods, and it's Marquee Lights. You can use batteries to operate it, but I don't. I love this because it's small and it's cute and it's pink, but a little fun fact for anyone who may be out there that's young, part of Gen Z. Before the Amazon Alexa or Amazon Echo, whatever it goes by now, was invented, Alexa was not a common name. I could not find my name on keychains or little license plates or anything like that growing up. So all I could do was collect things with an A on it. And it's just something I continue to do. There's no rhyme or reason. I just like to see an A. And you know what? It fits the theme. Obviously we have my laptop. And right here. Now this may draw your attention because it's not pink or white or gold, right? But I couldn't imagine not having this journal on my desk. Obviously it is the globe, but in journal form. This is my travel research journal. I use it for anything that I'm planning, especially in the future. I have a lot of time to plan that now. And I just needed it on my desk because not only is it functional and inspirational, but this is sentimental to me. My team that I worked with when I interned abroad in London gave it to me as a going away present with a matching photo album. And I just love being reminded of that when I look at it. But when I kept it here by itself on the desk, it kind of seemed lonely and sad. So I decided to kind of match it with something that I felt would go with it, which is this book, More Than Enough by Elaine Welteroth. I've mentioned this in blog posts, and I will definitely be doing a dedicated video to all the books that I love in the future. But I cannot stress how much I love this book. It needed to be on the desk. It was like, it made sense. And I love that it's blue, love that Elaine is wearing pink. It is just something that I routinely grab and reread for any time that I'm feeling kind of down about life or career or anything like that. I go to the earmarked pages with quotes. I go to the table of contents and find that specific chapter. It just made sense for it to be on the desk. So, and it's worth noting too that the blue is not that far off because the pastel prints that we have up here have hues of blue in them as well, so it works. The next thing we have over here is my Rugrats canister. I honestly can't tell you guys where this is from because I actually got this when I was a kid when Rugrats was on TV. And I absolutely loved it. I've just repurposed it to have all my office supplies because it can really hold anything. It's just a tin can. The last piece on this lower level of the desk is this beautiful tile that I got when I was on vacation last year with my boyfriend when we went to Mexico. And we just stopped at, I don't even know if it was really a market, but it felt like one. And I really love this tile. I love how vibrant it is. It also sort of fits in my theme with this bright mustard yellow. And I just think that it's so beautiful. It's given me inspiration for collectibles moving forward when it comes to travel. I just think it'd be so cool to have some kind of artwork or dedicated space in a home to tiles collected from all over the world. And so I decided to start my collection with this one. I also use it as a coaster, but when I'm not at my desk on my off days, then I usually just love looking at it. It's so bright that it just grabs my attention every time. It reminds me of a happy memory. So to start finishing off the desk, we have this USC grad bear that my dad gave me for Christmas. We have my white mirror, which serves no other purpose than to make sure I don't look crazy before I hop on my webcam. And we have my Nintendo Switch Lite in coral. I absolutely love her. She was so kindly gifted to me by my wonderful boyfriend. And we actually did an unboxing video on his channel, which you guys should check out. It's on the screen right now, so go look at that because it did really well. And I think that it's really cute. And the final pieces of the desk are these two notebooks right here, which are the whole reason behind the theme, the whole reason behind needing a home office. we will start with my content creation journal. This is all things YouTube and blog. I've had this journal for a while, but I needed it at my right hand for obvious reasons, so I could keep everything right there and always know it's time to create, always be reminded. This second little journal I've had since high school, and yes, it has an A on it. That's probably why I bought it. I'm pretty sure I got this from Tuesday morning. But a couple of weeks ago, I actually flipped it over and noticed that it had all these details about London on the back. And it just made me think about how over the last couple of months or so, when I've been cleaning out things in my parents' house, going through old photos, cleaning out things that I just own, I've noticed a lot of things that I got in high school have had some kind of London message on it, or have had some like Big Ben on it, red telephone booths, cabs, Union Jack flag. I feel like young Alexa was manifesting London into her life at an early age, and I'm so glad that I fulfilled that dream. But I just thought that was really cute. So I think that's a great segue for us to get into my favorite part of the office, which are the prints. This is my favorite part of the office for obvious reasons. I just love it. I really designed this area with the purpose of it being a backdrop, not only for photos, but for filming. I was originally just gonna have these three because they are of the most sentimental value to me. I got these 2 years ago. I really just wanted a London print actually, and I will have the seller of this from Etsy linked down below. But I loved it, and I started scrolling through and I found a Los Angeles one, and I thought that that worked too, and then I just didn't think this was gonna happen. I saw a Dallas skyline. Mind you, the creator of these prints is in Greece. She is a Greek woman. So I was like, why would she have a Dallas skyline? But I didn't care. What was even more special about this print is that it includes the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge. Like 3, maybe 4 years ago was only when they just started introducing it into our skyline. And so I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna find other skyline pictures in this same theme that will include what is our current skyline. And so I decided I had to get all 3. These prints were pricier, likely due to size and shipping. They were $30 each, but I needed to have them. I just think that they're so pretty, and I love that they're pastel because I think that they work in a lot of spaces. For anyone who may be new here, the reason I have these 3 cities up here is because they are what I consider my first, second, and third homes. I am born and raised in Dallas, and where I'm currently living. I went to school in Los Angeles, that's why there's USC paraphernalia. Yeah, I went to school in Los Angeles, so that's my second home, and further, I studied abroad and interned abroad in London, and I truly see it as a third home, as I have managed to visit every year except 2017, and would have been visiting again next month, but sadly that can no longer happen. But I have them here to be reminded at all times. And when I put these up and sat down at my desk, because I don't think it's called body dysmorphia, but I tend to think I'm taller than I am. I sat down and realized these were absolutely not in any kind of frame for me to do sit down and chat videos with you guys. So that really inspired me to get 2 more prints. The reason that I ended up having to film this whole video over the course of some weeks is because, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, moving is expensive. I had to wait a couple of paychecks before I could just splurge on some more prints. These I did not splurge on. One of the ways that creators on Etsy are getting creative, especially with prints, is they're now offering digital prints, and both of these were digital prints. So you just pay a very cheap price for the print, and they give you all the details you need to about ratio, and then you of course will go get it printed at wherever you like to get things printed. And so when it came down to choosing 2 more prints, I knew I didn't want anything this size again, just because I didn't want to crowd the visual space when I sat down at my desk. And you guys will have seen it at the beginning of the video, how it frames my head. I just love that it goes into this triangular shape to eventually bring focus back to me. But when it came to choosing the prints, I'm really glad that I actually ended up waiting to order anything, because I felt that these prints really show who I am. And I know they seem pretty basic, but I don't care. Everyone who knows me has immediately said, Alexa, this backdrop is so you. And I'm like, you know why. Heels, I absolutely live in them. Wine, I love sitting down chatting with my friends and family over a glass of wine. But more importantly, something I was specifically looking for when I went to look for more prints this time around was I wanted the skin tone, if I was going to use a physical figure to look more like mine. I specifically searched Black woman art, Black woman print in the Etsy search, and I got so many results. I mean, it was really hard to choose, but this one just really stood out to me, and I needed something that complemented it, which is why we had these two. Obviously, again, all the prints that I have up here will be linked down below if they're still available. I will put the seller's information as well, and you guys should definitely check these people out. They do such great work, and just support small businesses right now. All of our Etsy creators can really use the help. So this little corner, it's something that I can definitely see that I'm gonna keep reworking through the months that we're living here, for however long we end up living here. And there's something I specifically want for this, but for now I just decided I'm gonna utilize my little cork boards that I bought a couple of years ago. If they're in my orders still on Amazon, which they should be, I'll link them down below. It's just 3 cork boards, and I just decided to throw up things that are some of my favorite memories of my entire life. We have some art museum tickets, we have some musical tickets, we have Polaroids of my favorite memories, including some of my favorite people. We have some of my firsts. My first ever concert that I went to when I was 8, my first car, I got it at the end of 2016 for Christmas. The first event I attended as a blogger. I just really wanted these things up here as, again, the same reason that I have things here at my desk, which is just to be visual reminders of things that keep me inspired, things that I love, just really cultivating a positive energy here. Oh, and of course, I couldn't forget to mention that I have train tickets from different countries I visited. I had to. This desk right here, the simple purpose of it was just to be another place to house things. It has an outlet at the back as well as USB ports, so that's great because when I am working, I have a work laptop that I keep primarily here, and then I can keep my personal laptop over here, external hard drive, do my thing. It's great. It's simply here for storage. And I will bring you guys to the final part of the home office as we bring this tour to a close. So guys, this is the final part of my home office, which is just this little corner I sort of threw together. This pink storage ottoman is also from HomeGoods. I bought it back in 2017, and it is a storage ottoman. I keep all my travel documents and camera stuff, all the things that are related to my YouTube and blog, I keep in here. And it looked so bare over here by itself. I had these extra pillows. This dog pillow was a gift from my brother for my birthday. He knows I love dogs. A throwaway pillow that's really soft, and this pillow that I bought simply because it says bye on it, and anyone who knows me knows that's literally my response to everything. It's just like bye. And then again, it still kind of looked bare, and I finally made use of my vision board. I think, again, it totally fits within the theme, the overall color spectrum, and I absolutely love this vision board, even though 2020 could not help me manifest any of the things on this vision board. I do have a video up on the screen that you guys should check out of me talking through my vision board. I'm not gonna get rid of it just because 2020 is telling me no. I'm just gonna keep it here because there are still things that I can aspire to beyond this year, and I also just love it. I really like this board this time. But that's really it. I just wanted to thank you guys for coming along this ride of getting this home office together and then showing the final product with a tour. I really enjoy going back through this footage and seeing where I started and absolutely having no idea what I wanted to do, and now being like, this is my space I come to every day. I really enjoyed sharing it with you guys. This is a great time to tell you too that I started a second Instagram account called Lex at Home. It's on the screen. And you guys should definitely be following that if you want any kind of home content at this time. Seeing that we are spending a lot of time in our own 4 walls, then we're spending a lot of time just looking at home stuff and wanting to update our spaces. And I think that I can hopefully provide some inspirational or aesthetically pleasing content. You should also follow my main channel as well because I'll obviously still be updating that. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I do have an account specifically dedicated to home stuff. But anyway, I just want to thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next week.